to my channel, and if you're new here, then welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you guys on how I read ebooks on my iPad. So every time I upload a picture on Instagram, a lot of people message me asking whether it's a Kindle or it's an iPad or a tab, and how I download ebooks online. So I just wanted to share with you guys how I do it. And before we get into that part of the video, I also want to share with you guys my experience on how I got over my reader's block or my reader's slump, if you may call it. So I used to be a huge book reader back then. When I was in school, I used to be able to read around 2 books per day, and I was addicted to reading, to be really honest. But then with time, with me getting my mobile phone and us getting used to computers and all, I somehow lost my touch, and for almost 5 to 6 years after school, until A levels, I used to read books like crazy. And then after A levels, somehow I couldn't even get through one whole chapter without falling asleep, without losing my concentration. Like, everything in the world happens every time I open a book, and and that's how it was for me for almost 5 to 6 years. I tried everything I could to go back into reading, but I really couldn't. And I was sad about it as well, because it used to like hold a huge part of my life back then. But then recently I just thought of rereading my most favorite book, which is actually Twilight. I know most of you don't like the story and the storyline and everything, but that is my most favorite book. And just around a month ago, I decided to reread my favorite book, Twilight, and somehow I finished reading that within 1.5 days. I remember almost each and every verse by heart, and I've read Twilight I think around 6 or 7 times, the whole series. But I read just the Twilight book, and somehow it made me get over my reading slump, and I was done with it. So then after that, I've been reading books like crazy now, and I've been not 2 books per day, but I've been able to read 1 book per day sometimes. This was one book that I read within a day. It's called Weasley, and I don't know whether you have watched this movie, but I really love it. It's with Vanessa Hudgens, and I can't remember his name. His name in the movie was Kyle, but I can't remember his real name. It's like the modern spin-off of the Disney story Beauty and the Beast. So I really love that. That was one book that I read within a day, and I read It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover also within a day. So I am really happy about my now. And I also read Verity within a day, because that book was just crazy, and I was hooked until the very end, to be very honest. So yeah, that was also that. So that is how I got over my reading slump. So I would suggest, if any one of you are going through a slump where you just can't get yourself back into reading, the best thing for you to do is to reread your most favorite book. Also, I just felt like I want to explain why I am reading ebooks instead of reading physical books, because right now books are just really expensive, and with the current prices, I don't think me buying books is an option at this point in my life, especially at this point in my life right now. And I am going to leave my whole book rack also soon. That is why I got into reading ebooks. And oh my god, there's a bird shouting. Yep, it's done. So let's get right into the video without postponing it.
So I just open up a new browser on Safari, and I type in zlibrary.com, or you can just type in zlibrary, and then the very first website that it shows is the proper website. So when you click on that, you can go and click on books, which will take you into the books library. And this has a lot of books. I don't know, so many books, uncountable number of books that you can read free of charge online. Right now I'm going to download a book, the second part of the book Weasley, so which is A Kiss in Time. And also you have to make sure that the book that you download should be an EPUB download and not a PDF download, because an EPUB download is what we can open up in Apple Books. So the very first one itself is an EPUB download. Then I'm gonna hit on download, and then it opens up a new browser, and then you can click on download again, and up on the right top corner you can see the download button, which the download is completed. and then when you just click on it, it automatically opens up on Apple Books. So this is exactly how it looks when it opens up, and basically you can just start reading your book. So I'm just gonna flip through some of the pages for you guys to see. It's pretty easy, and it's almost as the same as reading a physical book. It's just that it's online, and these are all the books that I have downloaded which I want to read, and some of the books I've finished reading. So I don't know if you can see, but the two in the middle, Jill Mansell's Perfect Timing and Verity, are finished. I'm done with it. And when you're done with reading a book, it shows as finished on Apple Books, so that's like a very satisfying part of my reading experience. And I finished reading It Ends With Us and also Twilight. I read it online. So I'm just gonna open up another random book, which is a $100 startup. I don't want to open up one of the books that I have to read and go to the end and finish it off, because then it's not going to give me that satisfaction. So this book is not something that I'm reading seriously, so that's fine. And so if we just click on that letter A above, you can change the color of the page if you want. You can turn it into a black one or a kind of yellowish page. And you can also, the book normally has horizontal scrolling, but if you want, you can turn on vertical scrolling, but that really isn't an option for me. And you can increase this font size if you want, but I normally go with the font size, whatever font size just comes on, I go with that. And you can change the font type as well. I prefer IO1. Also, if you want, you can bookmark a page, and then you can go to your bookmarks and check on it, so then that page will show as a bookmark. So that is also another cool feature. And so if you scroll on to the very last few pages of it, I can show you how you can finish a book. So when you move on to the last page, it shows finished reading, and you can mark as finished. So if you mark as finished, it shows down there that it's finished. So that is the most satisfying part of this entire process.
So I hope this video helped you guys. I will get back with another video soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you like my content, because that would help me and also motivate me to make more videos. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll leave the page here and the link below, so you can follow me on Instagram also if you feel like it. And we'll get back with another video soon. Bye. Thank you.